Yeah, episode 2 definitely has heavy stuff, but episodes 3 and 4 have huge cliffhangers.
Well, I'm glad I'm not playing this at the time of release.
Yeah, it was horrible, painful. Well, I think at the end of episode 4, you kind of like get the big reveal of what happened, of like the murder mystery stuff. But it was a cliffhanger in a different way. Oh man, it was a really great game to be playing like as it was released though.
Yeah, it's interesting that they went for this method of like episodic release over months.
Yeah.
For LIS 2, and Before the Storm?
Yeah, so
just because like they didn't tell me why.
Yeah.
Like tell me why it was over the course of 3 weeks.
That's what, yeah, I found that really interesting when they were like, oh, this is gonna happen over 3 weeks. I was like, oh, that's new.
Yeah.
Because like, for the first Life is Strange, 5 episodes between January and October of the same year, I think. For Before the Storm, I think it was like over a few months or like half a year, like just under half a year.
Was that one shorter?
Yeah, it's only 3 episodes Before the Storm. And it's also made by, it's not made by Dontnod Games, it's made by Deck Nine Studios.
Oh, I didn't know
that. Dontnod had like some involvement with the writing and stuff, and actually Ashley Birch, who's the voice of Chloe, was one of the co-writers for Before the Storm.
That's interesting, especially having like the character actor involved in telling the backstory of the character.
Yeah, because she was meant to voice act in Before the Storm, but she was on an actor's strike. Like a voice actors union. Yeah, so it's a different voice actor, but because it's so well written, it like doesn't matter. And Rihanna D'Souza, the voice actor in Before the Storm, is really good. But then they bring back Ashley and Hannah for the bonus episode Farewell, which is about Max and Chloe as kids.
Oh.
I love that episode so much. And then there was The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which was like a prequel to Life is Strange 2, with a different character. So before the gameplay trailer or any information about Life is Strange 2 came out, they just released it for free.
Oh, nice.
And it's a really good like one-shot type thing about a completely different character, not Sean or Daniel. But so, and then obviously 5 episodes of Life is Strange 2 over I think more than a year. So
yeah, that one seemed to be going on for a while from like my periphery.
Yeah, so in the Life is Strange cinematic universe, there is LAS 1, 5 episodes, Before the Storm, 3 episodes plus a bonus episode, Captain Spirit, which is a one-shot, and then 5 episodes of LAS 2. So, if we really commit to this...
my video game history education that this is, like part of me, like if I get super invested in the series, part of me wants to sit down and get Josh to play Life is Strange 2, because I think he tried the first episode and didn't like it. He loved the first game, and I think he played Before the Storm or watched it. So part of me wants to then be like, okay, I like this series, now let's sit down and experience this together, because he also experienced it.
Yeah.
But whether or not I can convince him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, then we can lay it for the channel.
Yeah. I know it was on sale on the PlayStation Store, and I was like, buy it, buy it, buy it.
A lot of people felt that way about LAS 2. Like, people who liked the first one didn't like the second one, and I, as an overall trend, I feel like that's because people don't want to play a game about racism.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've seen some of, like, the stuff that you've tweeted and the stuff that we have tweeted as an account that is definitely coming from you, about, like, you know, people were like, oh, it's not my white lesbians, therefore I'm not going to play this game about, like, institutional racism and, like, young boys who are not gay.
Which, as we've seen, like, a huge failing already. We've just played 1 episode, a huge failing of this first game. is the way that it like deals with or portrays like racism and stuff.
Do you think that Dontnod has improved with their race stuff over their releases? Because Tell Me Why was also interesting from a like indigenous cultures perspective.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Interesting in that one of them's a cop.
And I think that something that I really love about Dontnod is that they give you so much to think about and unpack. I think that I wouldn't say that Tell Me Why didn't deal as well with racism as Life is Strange 2 did, but it wasn't the focus of the game.
Yeah, it was considerably less direct.
And yeah, so it was a lot less direct, and it was... I think that there's a lot to kind of interpret. I really want to like play it again because I think that because it's not the focus of that game and because there's a bit more like the native characters are there and they're definitely important and their indigeneity is important to them. But, you know, you have two very different characters in Michael and Eddie, and I think the way that like Eddie is part of the institution and Michael is definitely not is interesting.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said for like the sort of, you know how we've been talking about like homo-nationalism?
Yeah.
That, but like indigenous people joining the police and stuff because their culture's been taken away from them, and like words aren't happening right now, but like obviously like if the culture's been like made smaller and smaller and put into reservations and stuff, then like people are gonna want to do what they can to protect the people they care about, and for some people that might mean joining the army or joining the police because they think that's how to protect people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously we're all socialized in a world where like racism is normal. That's where like internalized racism comes from, and that's we're all raised to think police are good and the police protect people and stuff like that. But then for a lot of people of color, as we like grow up, our lived experience is not that.
Yeah.
And we realize that that is a lie. So I can understand why people like Eddie might go into the police force because we live in a world where that's like a thing that is sold to us, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of indigenous... a lot of indigenous people that I know and I'm like mutuals with on Twitter and stuff are obviously a lot more politically aware and very like anti-police and stuff like that. But that obviously can't be said of entire communities, and it's the same for all kinds of people of colour, that like we have different political opinions and stuff like that. But obviously it's my very strong belief that the police as an institution need to be abolished. TM.
Please abolish them.
I think that you're right that like Eddie seemed like he was a guy that was trying to be a good father or whatever.
Yeah, like he made a lot of mistakes, and I do not like him.
Yeah, I think he's a dickhead.
Yeah, but I can definitely see where he was coming from if you'd sort of like piece his morals together and stuff. And like that letter from his mum where she's like, "You're doing so good protecting everyone."
Yeah. And I think that was interesting as well, isn't it? Because that kind of gives you a sense of the fact that clearly he has a family where they're like, police are good. Like, Western society and the things that it gives us are good.
Yeah, because it was also clear from that letter that like she was more in touch with her like indigenous culture, but was also like, hey, the police are good and I'm glad and proud of you that you are police.
Yeah.
Which is like very interesting. And we should start playing this game. I'm sorry for the tangent.
That's okay. I think it was a good tangent. I hope that everyone enjoyed the tangent.
Yeah.
Let's actually start the game.
Yeah, is this going to start us on episode 2?
Yeah, it will give us a little previously, I think.
Yeah, because, I don't know, one thing I did notice, just like whenever I was like in the room when Life is Strange 1 was on, noticed how extremely white it was.
And there are like people of color in this game, but like it's really interesting to think about like the positions that they occupy.
Yeah.
Like the principal Wells, who's an alcoholic, which is interesting.
This is between you and me.
And obviously he like represents the institution. He takes money from the Prescotts, like all of that.
Yeah.
Miss Grant is the one who fucking told us that the Native Americans and the settlers were friendly.
It reminded me of that scene from the Addams Family Values movie where they start doing a play about the settlers and the indigenous people, and Wednesday Addams just like all of the misfit kids got cast as the indigenous people.
Oh my god.
And they start attacking all of the other kids and burning shit. And being like, we will never sit at a table with you. You have like persecuted our people. And it's like, this film was made in the 90s and is on Netflix currently.
I've actually never seen it. That's it. That's the motivation I need.
I've not seen it, but I saw that scene on Twitter and I was like, I need to watch this movie. I need to. Like, because I'd heard great things about it anyway, especially based on like Gomez and Morticia's relationship as well.
Yeah.
In that like he's like a very good husband and a very loving husband and like respects her powerful womanhood. But then there was also that, and I was like, this is what I need to see as we are coming up to like Thanksgiving.
I love that. I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Snooze. Me this morning.
This is actually the first time I ever heard any Alt J.
I have some friends who are really into Alt J.
I really like them.
I've never properly sat down and listened to them, I don't think. But like when I used to listen to the radio,
this is an absolutely banging song. I saw them live once. It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also Daniel, the kid who sketched us.
Yes.
Just back on talking about the like POC, who like definitely like in the way that he was voiced, like in the voice acting choice, and in a lot of things, I feel like he's a bit of a stereotype.
He seemed a bit like creepy nerd boy.
Yeah.
Who I was like not here for.
Yeah, and it felt like he was really like hamming up the accent.
Yeah, that too.
And being like a bit nasal and having a Spanish accent, which I don't enjoy. The implications of that.
I am so wrecked after staying up all night.
Wow. Very rude of you to interrupt me, Max Corfield.
But maybe I better save my strength.
Yeah, that would just make you more tired.
Yeah, surely. Duh. Maybe I should get up.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is she just laying there without covers? Isn't it like... It's October,
It's October, so... And it snowed last night, so...
Use your duvet! Now to keep calm and carry on. Rug.
I think so. There's also Evan, Luke, and Brooke are all Asian. Brooke
was mean to us.
Brooke was mean, and she's like that like Asian girl with the red streak in her hair.
Oh yeah.
Nerdy.
Into not like other girls, had a drone.
Evan is definitely gay and also an asshole.
Whoa. Hello, zombie cave. This is what happens when you research quantum physics all night.
Yeah, Evan is very like sassy gay art student energy. Luke is just not that important for it or anything.
I admit, this is hilarious, but I shouldn't sink to Victoria's bully level.
Yeah, I guess I think Stella. I can't tell what Stella's background is, but she's obviously like got dark skin. And she's like very like preppy ETM, which brown people stereotype for sure. I mean, it's not like horrible, but it's not like the best.
Yeah.
They all have very marginal roles. I think that the most interesting ones to think about are probably Wells and the principal and Miss Grant.
No smiling. Take your power seriously.
Stunning. Nothing better to wake you up than a Polaroid flash in your face.
Honestly.
This picture will capture this crazy historic moment in my life.
Ah, so she's been researching time travel.
I can't keep my eyes open, but I know there's a scientific answer.
What if I'm one of Hawking's fabled time tourists? Even though he once made fun of time travel, now he believes its possibility. Or he's still fucking with us. He's a genius imp. I'm so confused. Time is like a river, Einstein. Bullshit, I'm drowning in time. My head hurts after longer rewind and thinking about this now. Take a giant step backward for mankind. Schrodinger's cat could exist in 2 different time zones. Hello, time kitty. Quantum entanglement, energy disperses as particles reach equal distribution. This means that time has a fragile foundation. Nothing is written in stone. The law of thermodynamics can obviously be broken, so no rules, only guidelines. Burn your clock. Time is an arrow, Newton, or is time like 2 arrows at the same velocity hitting 2 targets independent of each other, leading to 2 different results? What the hell am I writing? Rewind only limited by time itself. Right now I only have enough time to go back a certain amount of time. Irony or evolution? Maybe I have to do time exercises. How? God, this feels like me trying to plan a project.
I'm dead. And there's there's a little tornado sketch and a little...
There's a little angry man between an A and a B.
And the frog and the bus and the giant frog.
Giant frog. I love frogs. I love frogs so much. I've got so into like frog memes recently.
Frogs are great.
I just love frogs.
Frogs are very underrated animals.
Josh is thinking about getting a frog.
They're so cute. I support that.
Yeah, we're like when we move into a bigger place, like we're thinking moving into a 2-bed at some point. We're gonna get another cat, so Cornflake is less crazy. But he also wants to like upgrade in his like insect and reptile foray. But he's like, we don't have enough time or money for a lizard. I've had a lizard before and they are so much work. Maybe a frog.
Imagine.
I could rewind for days and read all of these books. Will I really find any insight into my power? That's the only tourist picture I let them take of me at the Space Needle. That was a good hockey game, and
we've seen this.
Kristen and
Yeah.
Fernando were so drunk hanging
It's
out
like
with
if you need a reminder.
I think, yeah, some stuff might be different when you...
The Max Caulfield photo memorial.
I'm so mad that she like ripped up that photo of her in front of these photos.
It was a really good photo.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it a lot.
Make the goddamn
I
bed.
am so not a rebel. I always like my bed to be neat and tidy. Thanks, Mom.
In terms of how it interprets the everyday hero prompt, like, I don't know whether it's trying to imply that she's a hero for taking all the photos, or that all of the people in her photos are everyday heroes, or maybe both, you know?
I'm not sure, because like to me that like it's a really cool photo, but in terms of that
I can bring it
prompt,
back. The power over
to me it would suggest that like the photo suggests to me that she's not a hero, she's just an observer. And like the photos are just her observing these moments of other people's lives.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Because I don't know, sometimes her character feels very like fly on the wall.
I think that that's
Oh, Lisa, I've
a
left
very
her in the
salient
brown.
observation. Because her back is to the camera.
Yeah. It's also interesting as she's the player character.
Yeah.
So you can potentially have a very fly-on-the-wall insight into these other people's lives through her.
I could get lost doing time. Warren is blowing up my inbox now.
I'm not even sure I
As long as
want
he
to
helps me figure
read
this
this. Oh god, it's about Doctor Who, isn't it?
And other things.
Too much time. Hey Max, the Doctor is in the house. I've been thinking long and hard about your weird request. I just sent you a bunch of physics and science links, and without further ado, here's a few time travel films you must see. I'll send more as they come to mind. The Doctor expects a full explanation of your newfound chrono interest. The Time Machine, the 1960 version. Fun early steampunk sci-fi, and Morlock's faces melt. Primer, lo-fi time travelers in Dallas. Brilliant, I'll explain it to you after you watch it. Oh wow, as if she wouldn't understand it herself. Jesus Christ. Time After Time, H.G. Wells uses his time machine to chase Jack the Ripper to modern-day San Francisco. Super cool and clever. Pulp Fiction, serious, the switching between timelines gives a good basic outline of relativity, plus Uma.
Pulp Fiction is a weird choice.
Yeah, like, the switching between timelines is an interesting narrative choice. It's not a film about time travel.
Yeah, there's so many films that do that as a narrative choice as well. Right?
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, but it's not time travel. It's just, if anything, it's just showing you that these things are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And that, like...
It's been a while since I watched Pulp Fiction, but I do, like, even though I have my qualms, as anyone should, about Quentin Tarantino, I still enjoy that film.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I don't know whether it's controversial or not, but I prefer Kill Bill 2 to Kill Bill.
Oh, that is controversial. I don't really remember Kill Bill 2, but I love Kill Bill 1. But that's partly because of the, like, Lucy Liu
honestly, yeah, no, that is incredible. I think I just had a bit of an issue with the fact they didn't actually kill Bill in Kill Bill.
That's fair.
And then I was like, okay, at least they do it in the second one.
That's fair.
Oh. Somewhere in Time. Big cult around this romantic sci-fi writer, written by Richard Matheson. The best kind of chick flick, you'll cry like a baby, I did. Time slip, you can borrow my copy of this awesome Japanese flick, or we can watch it together. Sonny Chiba and his soldiers end up back in samurai days, basically tanks versus ninjas.
I want to watch that, actually.
Tanks versus ninjas.
I'm sold on that.
Yeah, not so much the watching it with Warren.
No.
I feel like he would try and inappropriately touch me.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. Time Cop. Jean-Claude Van Damme does the splits on a kitchen counter in his underwear. Need I say more? That's all the time I have now, as I do have actual quantum physics to plow through. And not your fun Back to the Future homework that I never get. Now that you've discovered the art of science, I expect you to see more in the to see you in the lab more as well. I'm sorry, it's early.
That's okay. That's valid.
I could always use a new partner in time. Get it? Don't hit. I'm leaving. Doctor Who?
I can't.
That's not even. It's not shortened to DR. You suck.
And also, like, it is just, like, the way that he talks to her is like, you're absolutely right, the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll explain it to you. Because obviously you won't understand it. And also just, like, I expect to see you in the lab more often. Like, what? Leave me alone.
Yeah, she can do what she wants with her life. And also, I get the feeling that, like... So, we already know that Max Caulfield has seen the Final Fantasy movie. And has also mentioned anime before.
Yeah. She's a weeb.
Yeah, this is 2014, so Tumblr exists. I'm fairly certain she knows what Doctor Who is.
2013 Tumblr.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would know.
Super Wholock is huge at this point in time.
Yeah, you're so right.
Like, I was there.
Important context.
Yeah, context. Tumblr was full of Doctor Who at this point. I think this was probably during the Matt Smith era.
Actually, further proof that she's a secret queer is that Max Caulfield is clearly, like, a LGBT Tumblr kid.
Yeah. I wonder if her blog looks like what her blog looks like at this point.
This is so insane, it sounds logical.
I actually would love to see what her
Tumblr... I mean, I'm sure there's... Tumblr does still exist. I like to pretend it doesn't because I left when they deleted the porn. But I feel like there's probably at least one roleplay blog of Max Caulfield out there.
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty, but what I want is, like, canon, Dontnod.
Yeah, make a Tumblr.
Dontnod certified Max Caulfield Tumblr.
Yeah, especially as, so I watch this YouTuber called Strange Eons. She's great, she's a lesbian and made the original Long Furby.
Nice.
And she does Tumblr deep dives sometimes, and through that found out there's a website that has like archived a lot of like 2011 to 2014 Tumblr posts so that you can find them again.
Oh, wow.
So they could easily use that as a resource to make an accurate to the time period Max Caulfield blog.
I can't wait.
Do you want to read the Chrononauts?
I can't fully see it. Is that
Okay.
a problem?
That's fine. Join the Chrononauts. Time travel is not just a science fiction. History has recorded numerous cases of individuals who have managed to bend all rules of time-space continuum. The present dilemma is that those who can navigate temporal dimensions are rightly reluctant to reveal themselves due to the impact of public and government scrutiny. This is some X-Men shit. Nations around the world have spent literally billions of dollars trying to build, in top secret, her own version of a time machine. Thankfully, this is not a case where infinite revenue equals control of the infinite, or you might not be reading this website at all. This is where the Chrononauts enter the picture. It's clear, based on the vast scientific information, that time travel is only applicable to on a person-by-person basis, not driven or dominated by any one particular physics or thermodynamic calibration. For this reason, we have created a forum where past, present, and future time travelers can share tips, ideas, and experiences to guide those navigating the rocky seas of time. Hence our moniker, the Chrononauts, brave solitary adventurers on an infinite voyage. Register within the forum and step into a river of time without fear of being swept away. Sounds a bit conspiracy theory, but also fun.
Yeah. I mean, if I were a time traveler, then I guess they're right. It does seem like a very solitary activity, but can you imagine if you could be part of like a time travel like biker gang?
This is just making me think of Minutemen, that Disney Channel original movie.
Oh my god. So I've not seen that, but Minutemen immediately made me think of fucking Fallout 4. It's a whole thing in the Fallout universe. And it has nothing to do with time travel, which is so boring. Yeah, the whole idea is that they like travel the wasteland trying to help people in need on a minute's notice. I hate it.
No, Minutemen is a Disney Channel original movie about 3 teenage boys who time travel and wear big puffy white coats.
Okay, yeah, that, but a biker gang and gay. That's what
yes.
I want.
This wormhole thing makes total sense, but doesn't explain how I can do what no scientist ever has.
Wormholes! Welcome to the wonderful world of the wormhole. The term lazily overexploited in science and science fiction. For neophytes, visualize a wormhole like an invisible tunnel from one end of space to another. Thus, if wormholes exist, time travel is possible and probable. The human trick is to discover the means or device needed to link and traverse both ends of this time tunnel. Einstein's theory of relativity posits that this is within the realm of theory, while a new generation of physicists hopes to develop an actual working model of this fascinating space-time conundrum. Inside Wormhole are links and articles related to the most recent developments of this fluid theory. This is just making me think of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. I mean, most like time travel stuff in modern fiction is based on like wormhole and relativity.
Yeah, I mean, there's this whole scene in Endgame where like, 'cause you haven't seen it, right?
No.
No. Ant-Man comes back from being stuck in the quantum realm for 5 years. Thinking,
That's a sentence.
I know. Thinking it's only been 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So he missed the whole like everyone turning to dust thing, and also his daughter's now like 14 years old. And he comes back and he's like, we could just time travel and fix this, right? And then he's talking to Tony Stark and he's like, it's like Back to the Future, right? And then Tony's like, I have a 5-year-old daughter, I don't want to risk this. And also, no, it's not like Back to the Future. But also then he figures out time travel in like 10 minutes because he's Tony Stark.
I thought you meant Ant-Man. I was like,
no, like he is a very clever guy. Scott Lang is very clever, but not so much in the quantum physics realm.
That's fair.
More in the exposing capitalist fraud and building shit realm. If you haven't seen Ant-Man, you should watch it.
Okay.
He went to prison for like whistleblowing.
Oh, that's wild.
And
I don't know shit about Ant-Man, so this is the most information I've ever had about Ant-Man.
He's great. I love him very much.
I would say this is some crazy shit, but now I'm not so certain. Should I sign?
Is this change.org?
Yeah.
As you read these words, physicists and scientists, because those are different things, around the world are using taxpayer-funded government programs to shatter our notions of time and space, potentially altering the course of history itself. For example, Australian researchers are using photons to simulate quantum particles as they travel through time itself. Even though quantum time mechanics is a very recent theory, first predicted in 1991, it has caught fire within the scientific community, who eliminated ethics and morality from that dangerous experiment.
I'm dead.
Incredible.
Thanks, Victoria. I always wanted to be a Max meme when I grew up.
Oh, crikey.
She'll spread that shit everywhere.
She's a sheep.
She's a sheep and she's a monkey.
Oh. Is this Facebook? Or like Facebook equivalent?
Yeah, it looks like Facebook, and it looks like people are making, like, it looks like different people.
Yeah. Of the photo that she took of her?
Using Victoria's
Yeah.
photo, yeah.
And I thought I was into Halloween. Dana is not messing around here.
School days, Halloween party, bring it Blackwell bloodsuckers, next to prom night and big football. Oh, I get it. My favourite time of year is the annual School Days Black Halloween Party. Picture of me busting a Thriller zombie move. Principal Wells has given us almost carte blanche to decorate the halls and gym within taste and safety. So I want every student to be scared shitless when they walk to their classes. I know you all have tons of homework as I do, but let's make this a Halloween that Blackwell will never forget. Something tells me it will be, but not for the right reasons. The decoration committee, what a great committee. Put that on my CV. Meets in the gym at 3:30 next Wednesday, October 10th. This gives you plenty of time to not have any excuses for flaking. If you don't show up to help haunt the halls, the boogeyman will get you. Let's show Blackwell our ghoul power. Pleasant screams, Dana of the Dead.
I love Dana so much.
She seems cool.
She's just so adorable.
Bloody. I had text Chloe. Where's my phone?
I think you press the... Oh, or you can do that. Oh. You there, hippie? What about that fucking snow? What about your new power? Or have you gone back in time and figured it out?
I can't go back that far, smart ass.
Too bad you can't go back and warn me about that joint.
I thought saving your life was more important.
Boom! Max delivers the final blow.
But for reals, we need to talk. I need you standing with me on this.
Or eating ass-buster breakfast at 2 whales, my treat.
Sold, it's good to have minions.
Got a bail, master. Breakfast is a go. You there, Mad Max?
Like I said, always for you. Smile, 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 smile.
No emoji!
Sad face.
Meet me at the diner in 40.
I'll be there.
Do not be late, or I'll know that time is not on your side. After all, you did let Step Dork bust me.
On my way.
You are evil! 40 minutes, or else.
Incredible.
Hey, honey, I hope you didn't forget to water the plant we gave you. Don't drown it either, mommy.
I remembered this time! Last time I didn't water the plant and I felt bad. Journal update. Asterix, yaw.
I don't know what that's about. So
It's just a good sticker. Reminds me of policing people's grammar and being told off for it as like a teenager.
oh right,
Yeah,
for
it's like,
Asterix,
actually-
and then this is how you actually spell it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was just I'm a dumb bitch. That completely. Flew
I mean,
over my
it didn't
head.
really have any context. Right. Where did we? That's a cool drawing of Chloe.
Yeah, I don't think we saw that last time. So
No. That was the stuff about the sexting.
yeah.
I think it was around here.
Okay. Because of the camera setup, I can only really see the page on the left. So if you want to tag team it so that you can do a bit less reading, I can read that page and read the other page.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we started on the... I've definitely read the left page, so I'll do the right page.
Okay.
I'm starting to get the hang of this whole rewind thing. I don't want to waste this power, but there has to be a reason it was given to me, so I better learn how to use it right. I started by saving Alyssa from getting a football-fueled headshot. I admit it felt amazing just to help Alyssa with something as simple as that. I also saw David Madsen hassling Kate Marsh. I couldn't hear everything, but he was accusing her of something. All that guy can do is point fingers. I got so pissed I went over to stop him from being such a bully. He's a security guard, not a stormtrooper. He was an asshole, as usual, but I felt good about what I did, and Kate seemed truly happy that somebody stood up for her. And I did that without using my rewind power.
Oh yeah, because last time we read the, like, Dana implied that Warren likes me. Ew!
Yeah.
This day keeps getting stranger. I don't even believe what I'm writing, and I can't even do a simple task like giving Warren back his flash drive without getting into a situation. In this case, though, it turned out half bad and half good, which I guess is the yin and yang of life. When I met with Warren in the lot, and I checked out his new retro wheels, guess who showed up? Nathan Prescott, freaking out all over again. He got all up in my face to accuse me of bullshit.
Even though I was scared because I know what he did to that girl in the bathroom, I was more furious. Then the girl in the bathroom pulled up in a truck, my former best friend Chloe Price. We both looked at each other like, what the fuck? Next thing I knew, I was in her truck as Warren earned his man card and tried to get Nathan off my ass. I owe Warren big time. Seeing Chloe for the first time in 5 years was such a shock I was almost paralyzed, especially after realizing that Nathan had almost killed her right in front of me. Now Chloe shows up out of the blue to save me.
Man card.
Yeah.
Also, this is the thing about Warren is that, like, when he does something like that, you know how, like, usually if a friend did something like that for you, like, try and protect you from someone and get punched in the face, they'd be like, yeah, I did that for you because we're friends. It's fine, you don't owe me anything.
Let me guess, he holds it over her.
He just...
keeps bringing it out.
He seems like that kind of guy, right? Like, his whole vibe is like, you owe me, I expect this of you, like, etc.
Yeah.
He's very, like, nice guy TM. But anyway. Of all the bizarro and unexplainable shit happening today, sitting in Chloe's battered truck, listening to music and staring at her dashboard bobblehead might be at the top. So, I tried to process the fact that Chloe and I were two best friends who didn't know each other anymore. She had blue hair, piercings, and cool boots, and I looked like a dork. I didn't know where to start, and she wasn't exactly extending an olive branch. So we sat like strangers. At least I had time to catch my breath and realized that in the parking lot melee with Nathan and Warren, my camera got busted up. I didn't care considering everything else going on, but it did suck on top of everything else going on.
Going back to Chloe's old house for the first time in 5 years was like the ultimate rewind. Some things were obviously different, but some things weren't. The house smelled exactly the same as it did when we were growing up. Chloe's room was like an exploded version of her new adult self, cool and chaotic. I could tell she was pissed. She wanted to blaze up and chill, so I explored her room to play catch up on what she was into these days.
Then I found a photo of Chloe with Rachel Amber. Chloe freaked and laid into me for not calling her once. I deserved it. She had become best friends with Rachel, and they were going to bail on Arcadia Bay and head out to Los Angeles for fame and fortune. I could tell how much Chloe cared about Rachel, since she was the one putting up the posters.
I felt even shittier about leaving Chloe alone all those years when she most needed me. You suck, Max. But Chloe is obsessed with Rachel, the missing girl. She says Rachel vanished after meeting some amazing dude, probably some psycho online. Chloe wanted to smoke out and be alone, so I went downstairs to find tools to fix my camera.
Snooping deeper, I hit the paranoia jackpot and found a whole mini surveillance setup of Chloe's house, with cameras in the halls and some rooms. Truly creepy shit. What kind of uber paranoid puts cameras throughout his own home? Chloe's stepfather, I guess. I see why she's got serious attitude. When I got back upstairs, I couldn't fix the stupid camera, but Chloe saw the butterfly photo and knew I was in the bathroom and set off the alarm. Her attitude totally changed when she realized that I had saved her life.
Even though it could have gone the other way, she was so happy, like when we were kids, and it was great to see her face light up. She even gave me her dad's awesome old Instamatic as a symbol of our reunion. She cranked up the tunes and started dancing on her bed like a maniac. She even got me to shake my booty, just a bit. That's when Chloe's stepfather showed up, and it was David Madsen.
Shake that booty, Wada. I had to hide in the closet, and then David came in, angry about the music. He was even scarier off campus because he didn't have the school around him. He accused Chloe of taking one of his guns. Then shit got real. David found Chloe's joint and flipped out on her. She didn't back down, and he actually slapped her. Bastard.
I thought Chloe would be pissed I didn't step in to help, but she didn't think it would matter. We decided to get out of there and catch up on our exploring, like best friends.
So Chloe and I ended up at the lighthouse, watching the sunset. Chloe was mellow and told me more about David and his uber paranoia at school and home. It all made sense. But I wanted to know why Chloe was in that bathroom with Nathan Prescott. She told me he deals drugs, and she wanted to blackmail him to pay off some big loan. It's so strange where our lives have gone since the last time we hung out when we were 13. Then I had another nightmare, or duskmare. I was right back at the lighthouse in a storm, except this time I was following a ghostly deer until I got to the edge of the cliff. I could see the tornado destroying everything in its path, and again I could feel the cold sting of the rain. The lighthouse was crumbling, and I felt so helpless watching the tornado move towards the town.
Then Chloe snapped me out of the dream and I told her what I saw. And as if to make the day end on another unusual note, snow started falling from the sky in the warm sunset. It felt so weird, ominous and beautiful all at once, especially standing there with my best friend. And on that positive thought, I have officially earned a great night's sleep. Objective: I need to grab my shower supplies and go to the showers.
Did she write that before she decided to stay up all night researching time travel?
Even with all this crazy shit going on, it is so cool having Chloe back in my life again. Like no time has passed. Mrs. Hoyda is still out sick. I heard somebody say she has severe depression. Poor thing.
Is that why she's not got English?
Yeah, I guess so.
You'd think they'd have a supply? But
yeah. I mean, they're a rich enough fucking school.
Just no AP English for you.
Uh-oh. I wonder if I'll ever wear a watch again.
Frog. I love Frog.
Clearly she loves frogs too.
Shower stuff.
Okay, Max, let's hit the showers now.
I think the thing that I would hate most about this setup is having to share shower/bathroom with other people. Especially as a teenager, I was like super self-conscious.
Like now.